Y'all can see my old messy couch. All right. Make myself comfortable. Hey guys. Hey guys, thanks for joining. Hey guys, it's Kells here today. I know you're wondering about the subject line on today's video. Good. DB says he can see me. Don't call me ma'am. I'm too young to be a ma'am. I'm a miss. Hey Alan, what's up? Who else is in here? Hey guys, say something in the comments and so I can shout you out. Thank you guys so much. We are on today. Oh, honey, lipstick on my teeth. We are on today 3 of the 7-day challenge. The It's Kells Collective 7-day challenge, where I come to you guys live 7 days in a row, answering your dating drama, your dating tea, your dating questions, your dating issues that you send into me, into my It's Kells Collective at Gmail box. Hey Bridget, oh that's a new name. Hey girl, thanks for joining. That you send into my Gmail box, and then I answer. And then not only do you get my little rant and rave and comments, but you also get the feedback of everybody who's on live today. So you get the collective wisdom of the It's Kells community. We are on day 3 of the 7-day challenge. We're going strong. I did a first round of the 7-day challenge during Thanksgiving week, and it was just an idea that, you know, I was challenged to do, and I did it. And I told you guys, if we got the last video in that challenge to over 50 likes, I would come again and do another 7-day challenge. And of course, you guys smash that like button and that subscribe button. I got a whole bunch of new subbies. And so I am back as promised on the 7-day challenge, and we are on already day 3. Okay, and so I know you're wondering, so I'm gonna jump right into it. Guys, I know you're probably wondering about the subject line, and even though the subject line says Black women and new dating standards, I want you to know that this is not only about Black women, and this is not only about it's not only about Black women. It's about any kind of woman. Hi, Imani. It's about any kind of woman who is interested in figuring out how to level up, how to increase her dating standards, or is wondering if her dating standards are too high or too low, like what's going on with her dating standards. So it's any woman, but because I'm a Black woman and because primarily my audience is Black from different parts of the world, I want to shout out to Black women today. So we are going to talk about Black women and their standards. Full disclosure, you guys know I usually read the emails from my Gmail box. Hold on, let me just make sure this lighting, let me move where, here. You guys know I usually read, the emails directly from my Gmail box, but today I'm gonna do something different. I glimpsed in the email box, I saw a couple new emails in there, but nothing that really, no subject lines that really popped. So you guys need to send me in your topics. Let me know into the It's Kells Collective at Gmail box, and I can respond to your emails live. But since I didn't have anything that was like popping, that zinged me, today we are gonna talk about a topic that came up in the comment section from round 1 of the It's Kells Collective 7-day challenge. And that topic is elevating dating standards. Okay, so let me start off by saying that this is a bit of a touchy subject because whenever you start talking about elevating dating standards, women elevating their dating standards, some men, not all men, will start to get all in their feelings because they think, I don't really know what they think, but a lot of men sometimes will get in their feelings when you start talking about leveling up. And I guess it's because on some level they understand that they're going to have to put in a little bit more effort or something. I don't really know why men sometimes get in their feelings when you talk about leveling up. But the trolls on my channel, gee, you would think these people were getting paid to be a damn troll. Like, being a troll on YouTube must be a lucrative business because these people be in the comments trolling. So whenever you start talking about leveling up, whenever you start talking about dating standards and elevating and going up, everybody want to tell you why you shouldn't do this or you shouldn't do that, or why it didn't work for them or why it didn't work for you. So another disclaimer on this video is that if you feel that you cannot be successful with elevated levels and standards, this message ain't for you. Simple. this message is not for you. So, don't try to jump in the comments trying to explain why people shouldn't be elevating. That's nonsensical to me. So that's just another disclaimer, because I know none of you guys on the live usually are like super intellectual and know what you're talking about and dope. But usually the comments that come out after these videos, Lord have mercy, I don't know what rock these people climb out from under. But they want to tell you why no, your standards are too high, and no, you shouldn't do this, and who you think you are, and men, you gonna die alone, and all of this. And I'm gonna tell you why all of that is pure BS, and that you should continue to evaluate your standards and make sure that they're aligned properly. And I'm gonna give you an example from a restaurant here in DC. And so I'm gonna give you like an example that's outside of dating for you to understand what I mean by making sure your levels are on the right. You're evaluating your levels on the right place, because you could really be shooting yourself in the foot. Okay, so I think those are all of my disclaimers. Guys, take a minute, like this video. I'm doing this 7-day challenge, and despite it might seem easy, it is not easy to jump on here every single day. So do me a huge favor, like this video, check out my other videos, give me a like, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and chime in the conversation in the comments, because I definitely read them, and I definitely add you guys' input into the conversation, because I definitely love for you guys to chime in, because as I said, I might talk like I'm the expert, but believe you me, I am not the expert. I'm just here setting up the platform for us to have these open discussions and dialogues, and they're not always politically correct. In fact, most of the times they're not, but they're as honest as I can have them on a public platform. So keep that in mind. Okay, so let's start with past generations and the poverty mindset. Okay, we're gonna get a little intellectual up in here. Okay, when we're talking about standards, even despite the subject line where it says Black women elevating standards, this does not pertain to every Black woman. Every woman, every Black person on this earth, every race, every culture has different experiences. So some of us come from extreme wealth, and some of us come from extreme poverty, and most of us come from somewhere in the middle, especially if you're in the States. So these are not sweeping generalizations, but these are observations and things that come up in conversation. So if it pertains to you, then cool, take it on board. If it doesn't pertain to you, then just listen to somebody else's experience and try to empathize with it instead of criticize it. That's the only thing I'll ask of you tonight as we get into the conversation. Okay? All right. So past generations and poverty mindset, I find that this seems, T-Jack, this seems interesting. Okay, thank you for joining. Okay, so poverty mindset. So I'm not going to say a lot of us, but there are a fair share of Black people that come from not so wealthy backgrounds. And so the relationships that you see between the men and the women are kind of struggle relationships. They're not relationships of like much comfort and much abundance, but it's like out of necessity struggle, not very maybe not necessarily very enjoyable. Might be fun, might be light, but you understand what I'm saying. Like there's some struggle involved in it. So a lot of us come from this background where they believe that relationships and life is all defined about struggle. The more you struggle in your relationship to keep your relationship together, the better woman you are. The more you struggle in life to work and to strive and to make money, the more honorable person you are. In some sense, this is a little bit of a poverty mindset, because that is a poverty lifestyle. But most of us come from that. Most of us have come from like humble beginnings, and we're pulling ourselves up, through, we're trying to make a life for ourselves. Some of us get to go to college. Some of us get to go to grad school. Some of us get to travel and things like that. So you're elevating and you're experiencing more luxuries in life. So as you move through life and kind of experience some of these luxuries, you got to be thinking about your mindset as it relates to relationships as well. Is your mindset as it relates to relationships stuck in a poverty mentality, even though your bank account says you're no longer in poverty, your degrees say you're no longer in poverty, your lifestyle, your friendships, your job, your career, your aspirations, your tastes are no longer in poverty, but yet your mentality about relationships are stuck in poverty mentality? Think about that. So what do I mean by poverty mentality? Some of us have fathers who never showed up, wasn't there. weren't there for whatever reason, whether it's divorce, whether it's jail, whether it's died accidentally, whether it's died some criminal thing, you know, there's a multitude of reasons why fathers maybe weren't necessarily in the household, and the mothers had to take on the huge responsibility. So a lot of us have a skewed understanding of what a man and a woman's role in a household is. So a lot of us, I'm going to say that again. So a lot of us have a little bit of a skewed understanding of what the relationship and the roles are of a man and a woman in a household might be. I said is before, but I'll say might be. So none of this is a fast and hard rule. Some of this, you know, this is just conversational. So just think about it. Okay. So if you grew up in a household, for instance, I'll give you a scenario. If you grew up in a household, for instance, where your father was there and your father was the one who took care of the bills and came home every evening and took you guys on vacations and made sure everything was paid in the house, and your mom was the type of woman that stayed home, or maybe she had a little part-time job, or maybe she was a school teacher, so she was always home with you when you got home, you have one understanding of what love in a relationship and what lifestyle is, right? But if you, for instance, grew up in a home where your daddy was nowhere to be found, or your daddy was around, but he didn't do much, he didn't bring in much money, he didn't do much, but your mom was out there grinding, struggling, paying for everything, got 2 and 3 jobs, you know, made all the decisions in the household, was the boss. Anything needed to happen in the house, you better ask your mama, because if you ask your daddy, he either ain't got it, can't help you, or he say ask your mama. So if you can imagine growing up in that lifestyle, what would your perception of relationships and love and the male-female dynamic in relationships be? It would be completely different, right, than the person who grew up in Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, Hillary Banks, and Uncle Phil versus, what's the one, I don't even know any TV shows where the daddy was absent, but you know what I mean, or the daddy was kind of lazy, maybe like Good Times. After the dad died, you know what I mean? You can imagine that those two people's perceptions of relationships and male-female dynamics will be almost polar opposites. So when you're out here dating and you're looking for somebody who you like, you know what, this is who I'd like to marry, or this is my standard for dating, understand that how you grew up might very drastically alter your standards or your perceptions, or, you know, what you feel is good and elevated and what you feel is normal and not. So just be mindful of that when you're dating. And past generations, I had a woman comment. I had to delete the comment because trolls jumped on the feed, and it just became nasty. And I don't have that nasty troll energy on my channel. I will delete and block. This is a dictatorship, not a democracy. So if y'all comment if you want to, and cross your fingers and hope it stays up. But there was this woman who was talking about, oh, back in the day, she was saying that the standards that I was talking about was too high. And you know, you too high. And back in the day, we were just happy that the man came home and had a decent job. And I was like, honey, don't nobody want to live like that. A lot of us have seen your grandparents live like that, or your parents live like that, where it's 2 grown people living in a house, but they don't live in the same bed, or they're always at each other's throats, or the man is very emasculated and the woman is very masculine because the roles have switched, and the man doesn't know his true role and he's not a provider, and the woman doesn't know her true role and she's doing too doggone much, going out and killing, you know, the animal and bringing it home and cooking it too, doing too much, you know. And so there's not true equilibrium in the home, and there's chaos. So she was trying to make the point that, oh, well, back in the day we were just happy if sorry about that, I have a call coming in, and hopefully it doesn't, it comes back later. I was like, honey, that's good enough for you, sweetheart. I'm sure that was fine. But for people that are trying to progress in their life, that might not be the standard that you want to try to convince somebody that they should be looking for. Right? And I said to her, I said, I would never in my life try to convince somebody that their standards were too high. I might give them tips on how to equal it out, or how to get towards realizing that standard. But I would never tell somebody, oh, your standards are too high. You should be happy if he just come home at night and bring his 2 pennies in the house too. is silly to me. So be careful of that poverty mindset. Be careful of taking on that mindset of old school where it's just like, it's almost like a slave mentality. It's just like, oh, at least the police didn't get him. He home. So, he don't got to do nothing else. He just got to breathe in the house and I'm good. It's a poverty mindset. So be mindful of that when you're out here looking at relationships, and also being mindful of the kind of relationships you've seen in your house, in your life. Okay, let me jump in the comments real quick. I do have some more on the topic, but I just want to make sure I'm seeing what you guys are saying, because I see the comments coming in. Let's see what you guys are saying. Hey guys, I see a whole bunch of new people. What's up? Thanks for joining. Hit the like button for me. It helps me get noticed in the big world of YouTube. Hey, Pretty Banks, what's up? What's happening? Good single mom show. Oh yeah, what's happening? That only comes like on reruns. That's you showing your age, DB. That's an old show. Never ever be with someone who is not on your level educationally and professionally. So I should talk about that, because educationally and professionally, there's space for that, but you're not looking for equals. You're looking for equilibrium in your relationships. And I think we've all been fooled into thinking that we need a Jay-Z to a Beyonce, which are like to me, that's like two bulls in a china shop, when you really need a feminine and a masculine. So be careful of thinking that you need two equals, when in actuality you need two complementary personalities. All right. But thank you for chiming in. Okay, Alan says, I agree, DB. Chrissy G says, love the makeup. Please do a tutorial. Thanks, girl. Yeah, no, I'm not good enough to do tutorials, but thank you. I appreciate it. I know how to take a compliment. Thank you, boo. I grew up in that exact scenario. Dad paid all the bills and mom always worked, but didn't pay the bills. She spent the money on the kids. Pretty Banks, equilibrium. The mother usually raises the children, makes sure the house is taken care of. The father pays the bills. He's the breadwinner and the man of the house. I'm not saying that it has to exactly be like that, but that produces a little bit more equilibrium in the household and gives everybody a specific purpose. If you have one person taking care of the kids, taking care of the household, bringing in all the money, worrying about where the other one is all the time, that's going to create a little chaos in the household. So, clearly I'm not married. Clearly. So, take what I say with a grain of salt, but do contemplate, opine on it a bit. Pretty says, I expect the same treatment in my potential partner. I'm educated, good career woman, good finance, etc. Nowadays, the men I meet want to split everything 50-50. I don't believe in that. Yeah, I think everybody's thinking that 50-50 thing works, but it doesn't, because it creates a very masculine woman and it creates an emasculated man in the household. So you have to be careful with that. Think about it a little bit. Be like, a lot of times I get a lot, men tell me, the one compliment that I get from men a lot is they tell you about your looks, but they also tell you that they like your femininity. It's like, oh my God, you're so feminine, you're so girly. I like that, I like that. A lot of these women here in DC, they want to tell you how much that money they make and how they money longer than yours. You know what I mean? And, and all of that. The men I date, they don't like that. So, sometimes you have to look into that. Are you being y'all looking for 50-50, and then you get the woman that make more money than you, and then she chin check you, and now you feel bad. So be careful what you wish for, and understand that you're looking for to be able to have a solid role and purpose in a relationship, both the woman and the man. What does that mean? What does that look like? All right, what else you guys are saying? T-Jack, too many young black women sleeping on the nerds and letting others snap them up. Okay, are too many black women sleeping on the nerds? What's a nerd? A nerd you still have to know how to treat a woman as a nerd. What does a nerd mean? And I don't think black women are, well, I think some are, but I don't think all are. Because, some people like the bad boy, the bushy, the beard, the tats, all them tattoos, them gold chains. Some women like that. But if you're a nerd and you like the type of woman that likes the bad boy, then maybe you need to reevaluate what type of woman you like. If you are, you know what I mean? So just make sure who you likes you. Or maybe maybe the nerd need to get some tattoos. If you like a type of woman that like tattoos, bad boys, and you a nerd, you got one or two things to do. You could either change who you like, or you could change yourself. But that's pretty much it. All right, let's see what you guys are saying. Pretty is going ham in the comments right now. One dude even told me he's used to independent women that don't expect a man to pay for everything. Okay. Pretty says, I was like, how am I not independent? I've been on my own since 18 and took care of me and my kids with minimal help. Okay. Jack says, yes. Pay the cost to be the boss. Okay. Kells, should a woman bring her own money to a date just in case the man is not leveled up? You should qualify that before you even go on the date. You should not be another part of elevating your standards and knowing your levels is knowing how to qualify a man. Being in the right place at the right time, attracting the right type of man, location. If you up the club where the fake ballers be at and he asks you out and there's a chance he ain't gonna have no money to pay. But if you're at, maybe some sort of happy hour at a higher end place and, you've presented yourself as a classy, woman and put yourself together, then, you can, when you're with those type of men that are manly men, you don't ever have to worry if he's not going to bring his money to the date. No, don't bring any money to the date. You know what I mean? Like, you don't date guys that you would even think would be like, oh, we're split. You know what I mean? And if they are, get up and walk out. You know what I mean? Be like, okay, excuse me, I'm gonna go to the bathroom. Deuces. Like, you don't ask a woman out and not pay. Like, that's kind of like dating 101 if you're a grown ass person. Now, if you're some college student, that's different. That is different. But if you're a grown ass man, those types of things are a little bit basic, I think, but I would know you kind of what you do is you make sure that the person that you've accepted a date with is someone who is of the caliber that would never even think of doing that to a woman. So, and then you have to present yourself as that type of woman as well. Like, you wouldn't even, that's unheard of in your world. You know what I mean? Too many. Okay, so what else? Okay. T-Jack says cultivate. Cross between nerd and thug, but I ain't got no tats. Okay, I never assume a woman has cash credit on her. Not on a date. Not on a date. If you ask someone out on a date, then you should pay. That's pretty simple. If you out at the club and you want to talk to somebody, send them a drink. Offer them a drink. If they say they don't drink, offer them a bottle of water. I remember one time I was out in Miami, and that's how I dated a guy for a really long time, and that's how one of the things that impressed me is that I was out and he stopped me and asked me we were in a club and we was turning up or whatever, and he's like, oh, can I buy you a drink? And I didn't really want him to stick on to me all night, so I was like, no thanks. And I think I already had just recently finished my drink, and then he was like, you sure? And I'm like, yeah, I'm good, thank you. And then 5 minutes later he came back with a bottle of water for me and my girlfriend. I was like, yes, grown man, yes, that's how you do it. And that's how he got my number, and that's how we started dating. You know what I mean? So things like that shows, that's a manly man. You know what I mean? So ladies, when you see those types of things, you can start to say, oh, the levels, the standard. Okay, this is how this man behaves. Not a man who wants to talk your ear off and never your throat dry, and he don't bring you a bottle of water. He don't even offer you a sip of water. Like, automatically, like, oh no, this is not a guy, this is not a manly man. And if you're looking for a manly man, if you're looking to elevate your standards when you're dating, those are the type of things that you start to look for, instead of just taking whatever, instead of doing whatever. Okay, so let me jump back into some of my notes that I have here. Okay, so we talked about the past generation and kind of overcoming, or at least recognizing the poverty mindset. I will say that some of us, as Pretty has indicated, like, some of us had amazing, past generations and childhoods and grandfathers and fathers who did everything. But some of us had really kind of dysfunctional families. And so be careful, like, where you come from will really put some glasses on what you're experiencing, in the real world. So be careful of that. Let me see what else I have here. If you're scared to elevate your standards, if you're like, oh my God, the news said that the statistics are Black women are not going to get married, so I don't think I should elevate my standards. I think I should actually lower my standards. Maybe my standards are too high right now. I empathize with that mindset, and I'm not going to say that I was never there, because That's how everything out here will make you feel. It'll make you feel like you're not, especially as a black woman, especially as a dark-skinned woman. It will make you feel like you're not worthy of anything. It's 15 of y'all to one man, and so you should just go ahead and take Pookie from the corner store because at least he's alive, not in jail, and semi-decent good looking. You know what I mean? And even though you got a master's degree or you did what you needed to do and you have a bachelor's degree, just go ahead and be the man in a relationship and take Pookie. At least at least people could leave you alone about you can't keep a man or you can't get a man. You know what I mean? And that's not necessarily the truth of the matter. The truth of the matter is some of these statistics are designed to mentally fuck you. Excuse my language. They're designed to elicit an emotional response from you. They're designed by people who don't look like you to get you to react in a way that gets you to buy something. So be very mindful of the things that you see online, on news articles, all these reputable places telling you why you are not deserving of elevated standards, why you gonna die alone. People be in the comments trying to tell you all that, why your standards too high, why this, why that, why all these reasons under the sun as to why you should not be leveling up. And it's complete BS. Statistics are complete smoke and mirrors. They are designed to help people sell products. So be careful of the statistics that you are internalizing. What I will say is that, yeah, it's not easy dating, but not everybody is designed to be married. I think nowadays there's this whole feeling like, so long as he has a penis, he should be married. And so long as he has a penis, he should have a woman in his life. That is not, you know what I mean? Like, that's not necessarily the truth. And as a woman, for you got a vagina and you should have a man. No, you don't have to have a man. You don't have to be in a relationship. You might not do what is necessary to get yourself into these relationships. So don't be freaked. I say all that to say, don't be freaked out by the statistics. If you feel like, consider where your standards are. And if you feel like, I might want to lower them. Listen, actually, you know what? Let me tell you guys this story. I was at a restaurant this weekend in DC called Kith and Kin. Kith and Kin is an Afro-Caribbean brand new restaurant over there on the wharf in a fancy part of town. Real money part of town. It's run by this young 30-year-old chef that I actually met when I was in there. His name is Kwame, and he has an African last name because he's Jamaican and Nigerian. And he won some Top Chef, and his restaurant's named Kith and Kin. And this restaurant is a brand new restaurant. It's been only open 2 months, and it's high end and in the intercontinental, like, luxury hotel over there on the wharf, on the water. And Kwame's first restaurant, I don't remember the name, but it was in Shaw, which is a more humble or hipster or recently gentrified part of town. And that restaurant failed, right? And so his restaurant in the more humble part of town failed. And within a few months after that restaurant in the humble part of town failed, he got investors, and he opened up a restaurant in a more expensive part of town over there on the water. So when I was sitting in the restaurant and I was enjoying, and so it's Afro-Caribbean food, so I'm up there like, let me tell you if this tastes good, because I hate when something is jerk wings and you taste it and the thing tastes like Lawry's and black pepper. But that's not jerk. That's not jerk. You taste something, talk about jollof rice is red or whatever, and you taste it and it tastes like ketchup and rice. That's not jollof rice. You know what I mean? So I was in there, I was like, I'm about to taste this food. I'm going to see what kind of food it is. I tasted the food. The food was so good. The food was so good. The prices were not cheap. It was luxury. We had some just bougie black people all over. We had bougie white people. We had bougie Indians and whites and everybody inside there. And I tasted it and I said, yo, this food is good. The service is good. The atmosphere is good. Everything about this is good. I think this is going bust. I really think this restaurant is going bust. And I said, wow, imagine this guy, this young guy won the chef. He won the Top Chef show. And he decided to start small and open his restaurant in the humble side of town, and it flopped. It failed. And now he's opened his restaurant in the bougiest part of town, and I feel like the restaurant is going bust. It's gonna, and when I say bust, I mean like be popular, like popping, like it's really gonna be dope. And I said, God, can you imagine that you could be self-limiting yourself? You could be putting your standards down, down, down low, thinking, okay, let me just start humble. Let me just, let me just play it safe. Let me not put my standards too high. Let me not, hang my hat where I can't reach it. That's a Jamaican phrase. Let me be real humble and just shrink up myself because everybody says I can't do it or I shouldn't do it. So let me shrink. And then what happens with you? You done shrunk yourself and failed. Okay? But this guy, I think that what's going to happen is that he's going to be like, yo, I was aiming too low. I was aiming too low. I tried to aim low with that restaurant and go over there and it failed. He had to close up shop. And now I'm over here in the ritzy part of town and my restaurant is dope. These people are paying. So the tastes of the people are different. What they accept in the lower neighborhood as good and as valuable is not the same as what they accept in the higher neighborhood with the money people. There's the palates are different. The appreciation is different. The disposable income is different. So I say that to say, even though you might be in a place where you're like, damn, I can't find nobody. Like, yo, what's wrong with me? My standards might be too high. Maybe, I need to lower my standards. I'm not being accepted. You might be in the wrong market. Just like that restaurant, you might be in the wrong market. You might be trying to shrink yourself and lower your standards, and them people over there that you're lowering your standards for can never appreciate you. They don't know value. They don't see value. They can't appreciate you. And then you figure out one day that you need to take yourself to the market that is a higher echelon, elevate your standards, and then all of a sudden you find out, yo, these people think I'm a baddie. Like, they value me like crazy, but I was scared and listening to other people in the lower part of town or the lower market telling me that I'm too high, that I'm doing too much, that I'm too bougie, that I'm asking for too much, and I'm expecting too much. So think about that story of that restaurant and that situation whenever you're thinking about your standards. And if you're sitting there thinking, damn, I need to lower my standards because I really want to be married, but ain't nobody checking for me. You might be in the wrong market and you might be self-sabotaging yourself. So there is an opportunity to think about changing your own tastes, changing where you get your own validation, because I'm not going to pretend that everybody is not seeking external validation. Everybody is seeking external validation. We're humans. By the nature of humans, you're looking to be in the community and be in a community. That's why you guys are here. Look at all you guys on live. Only a few of you are commenting, but I see a whole bunch of you on here lurking. Y'all just lurking on the video tonight. Oh, Lord. Anyway, so think about that story whenever you're thinking about shrinking your standards. You might just be in the wrong, market where that particular sect of people can never value the way you're truly valued. That is why I always encourage people, women, Black women and men, but Black women, go travel. If I said this in one of my videos in my last round of It's Kells Collective 7-Day Challenge. If you want your ego stroked, go to Italy, go to Milan, go to Rome, go to Florence. Florence is a little different. Go to Italy. You will be like, I'm a baddie. Like, I'm a baddie. Like, you will come back so gassed. Nobody over here could tell you anything about yourself, because you will come back to this place super, super gassed about your own. Like, Germany, Chrissy G says, go to Germany. Anywhere in them places, go. You know what I mean? Even I went to Mexico City. I told you guys, I went to Mexico City. They were chasing me around the place. Go and get if you're struggling to figure out your levels, go see where you line up internationally. Go to Toronto. You don't got to go over the Atlantic Ocean. Go to Toronto. Go to Mexico City. You know what I mean? Like, those are easy places to go. It's cheaper to go to Mexico City or Toronto than it is to get to LA. So, thank you, Sebastian. So, yeah, so I'm going to pause. Oh, wait, I want to make sure that I got my full point in there about the standards. Let me say this before I jump into the comments, because I know I'm going off on a little bit of rant today. But I want you guys to hear this message and comment. I see you guys commenting, so I'll jump in there in a second. when you are evaluating your market, like, okay, these people don't appreciate me, and I really do, my gut is telling me that my standards are not too high, that I just am in the wrong market. I live in the wrong place. I'm going to the wrong events. I'm going to the wrong happy hour places. My clothes ain't right. I need to be in better shape. I need to take my ass to the gym. I need to put this chicken wing down and stop eating all these doggone carbs because I'm not thick, I'm fat. Those types of things, when you're really trying to switch your market, you really need to not have on rose-colored glasses. You need to be serious and be like, all right, this is what I want to do. This market ain't appreciating me. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to level up on all levels. I'm not just going to level up, switch the market, and think I could take what I presented to market A over to market B. No. I'm going to tighten up my hair. I'm going to tighten up my nails. I'm going to tighten up my speech. I'm going to get my teeth whitened. I'm going to get my body snatched. I'm going to be on that Kanye workout plan. They ain't even going to know me when they see me in 3 months. You know what I mean? Like, you elevate your internal standards, your mindset, everything about yourself first. Then you can easily switch, you switch your markets, be like, okay, now that I'm leveled up, let me go over here and see what these people are talking about. Let me move my city. Let me switch my job and do an international rotation on my job. Let me apply for some jobs in Houston because I always wanted to move to the South. Like, be bigger. Be bigger. It's okay to be bigger. You don't gotta be smaller. You can be bigger, and that's fine. When I say bigger, that means expand what you're trying to do. What God has in mind for you, you could never even imagine. Y'all heard people talk about that before. Like, you were thinking about, oh, I just wanna, man, if I could just buy, that car, I'd be good. Think about grander things, you know what I mean? And step out there a little bit. And so that includes like how you level yourself up, what you're trying to do. Your taste. So you might have to, it's about to be 2018. It's levels we talking right now. We're not talking about hustling. We're talking about working smart. We're talking about aligning. We're not talking about grinding down like some poverty mentality. That's over. 2018 is money year. That's what I want to tell y'all. Money. Trump is in office. You think they thinking about anything but money? All right. So we're talking about levels tonight. Okay. So, all right. So you have to change your tastes as well. You have to change your tastes as well. So, you're trying to switch markets. You realize that market over there, they're not biting, or they're not offering what I truly think is right for me. I'm going to level myself up and I'm going to switch markets. Your taste might change. You might then have to date the nerd. As who said that? T-Jack said, ain't nobody checking for the nerds. You might have to date a nerd. You might have to be like, you might be like, you know what? Now that I am in this market, this nerd over here is not looking so bad. You know what I mean? He actually treats me nicely and respectfully and takes me out and doesn't tell me, well, we gonna go 50-50, and actually knows how to be a little bit of a manly man. You know what I mean? Switch, look at T-Jack in the comments. You know what I mean? Those types of things. So your taste will have to shift as well as your standards. So it's not going to be like, oh, I'm going to level up on these low level. You know what I mean? Like, oh, I'm going to be no, you don't level up on low level. You switch. You say, you know what? I'm not checking for you guys anymore. I'm over here. That's kind of what you do when you're looking at elevating your standards in dating. All right, I am gonna jump into the comments because you guys are going ham. First of all, there's a whole bunch of people in here tonight. Nicola B, what's up? There's a whole bunch of people in here tonight. Good looking. Thanks for joining, guys. Let me tell you a little bit about what we're doing. We're doing a 7-day challenge. Today is day 3 on the It's Kells Collective 7-day challenge, where I go live 7 days in a row answering your dating drama, your dating tea, your dating issues, anything you want me to talk about as it pertains to dating. Write it into the It's Kells Collective at Gmail box, and I will read the subject line and then pick a good one, and then I'll pop here on live and read the email live, give my candid commentary and feedback, and then you will not only get the candid commentary and feedback from me, you will get it from everybody in the comments right now. Now, if you're watching the live broadcast, you can see the comments. You can go through and see the actual comments. If you're watching this after, this is the live broadcast. Anybody commenting right now, y'all on the live broadcast. But once this goes live, you will not be able to see the comments that as they come in live. You will only see the comments that are posted after the video. So I know a lot of you are like, damn, I can't, why can't I wanted to catch you live, or why don't I see the comments? You can't. YouTube forces you to watch it live. And so it's good because you get to be here in the community with us as we talk about tonight, Black women dating standards. Up, how to elevate your dating standards. I have one more topic to talk about as it pertains to leveling up your dating standards. But before I start talking about that, I'm going to ask you to do two things. One, smash the like button, please. It helps me get noticed in this big wide world of YouTube. And if you are not already subscribed, hit that red button. Let me know that you supporting the Kells collective and the collective wisdom of the community. I would really, 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 really appreciate that. Also, look back at the other, Lord, I almost dropped my doggone crystal glass with my lemon water. Look back at the other videos and watch, and like the ones that you like, so I know which topics you guys really, really enjoy. Okay, so let me jump into the comments. My throat hurt. I've talked too much, right? Let me jump into the comments and announce yourself. I see a whole bunch of y'all in here. Please tell me in the comments, like, yo, what's up, Kells? I'm in the building. And let me know. Let me give you a shout out. All right, so let me check. Yo, y'all have been going ham in these comments. Okay, hopefully there's no trolls in here, right? I don't deal favorably with trolls. I be clapping back. Like yesterday I said I wasn't gonna clap back no more, but I very well might. All right, let me see. Alex says, so guys and gals, don't lower your standards because you failed many times. If you are failing at what you're trying, that means the path is not for you, or the approach that you're doing is not correct. So alter your path or alter your approach. When I say market, that means path, like where you're going. So if you're failing a bunch of times at something, change the path. That means it's not aligning with your destiny, what's designed for you, or change your tactics. Those are usually, there are other things. So if anybody else has any ideas, like if you're failing a bunch of times at something, what else can you do to not fail anymore? For me, is either change the path that I'm trying to go or change the tactics, alter them. Because what is designed for you will flow easily. Not everything is about struggle, as I said earlier in the broadcast. If you struggle, but we're working smart. We're not working hard. We're aligning with one another, using our networks, supporting one another, and moving and working smart, right? In dating and everything. This video is specifically about dating, but y'all understand what I'm saying. Is at the end of the year, 2017 is done. Like, we got to go into 18 sharper. All right, so let's see. What else are you guys talking about here? Oh my God, there's so many comments. Shoot. All right. Priv, I'm in the wrong market. NYC jokes. Move. Travel. Yo, New York is a good place to travel out here. Let me tell you what you do. Every 3 months, travel somewhere else, internationally or anywhere. I know you said you used to live in London. And when you get there, turn up, girl. Get the hair, get the body, get the makeup. Just turn up. Be like, listen, I'm here to date. You hear me? New York ain't popping. New York is not what it is. So when I get to Germany, oh, we gon' date. We gon' date. When I get to Morocco, oh, we gon' date. You might not be able to date in Morocco because that's a Muslim country, but you know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Like, if you can't date and be successful where you are, move. You're not a tree. You don't have roots. Move. All right. Start making little things. Start applying to jobs. Start talking to your friends in other states. Start asking them, say, listen, I'm thinking about moving. Your job have anything going for them? Align, network. Same thing when you're dating. Same thing when you're working career-wise. All of that works. Pretty Bank says, I love nerds. Chrissy G says, nerds need love too. T-Jack, you all in my comments infiltrating, got the girls, being doggone pick-me for nerds. Listen, we're not talking about being a pick-me up in here. Do y'all know what a pick-me is? Somebody write in the comments what a pick-me is. We ain't pick-me's over here, okay? Cowboy, agree. You can't make people like you, but you can always improve yourself. Yeah. If you're not, another thing, yeah, if you're not being successful, change your path, change your tactics, change yourself. Change yourself, feed into yourself, grow yourself, elevate yourself physically, mentally, spiritually. Make sure you understand who you are and what you're attracting. How do other people see you? These are important things about elevating your dating standards, because you have to know yourself and what you like. And not only what you like, but what other people see in you, right? Okay. Kells, do you offer to pay on the first day? Hell no. What I look like? Pay what? No. You don't pay on a first date. No, I've done that when I was younger. I don't do it now. Don't even take out your card. Don't even look that way. Just be cute and smile and be like, no, you're not paying. You don't pay on dates. No. Let the man be the man. I only date manly men. If you emasculated man, I don't want you. Some women do want emasculating man, but I don't want one. So I'm not paying. I'm not going to step into his role and take over and be a man. I'm not going to do it. Serena is winning with her nerd. Lord, Serena and her nerd look awkward though. I know, I'm happy for her, but they be looking awkward to me. Like, I just be like, y'all really like each other or not? Like, I'm happy for her, but sometimes I'm a little bit confused about their relationship. But anyway, Alan says, yes, cowboys. Cowboy, you're right. I don't know what cowboy is. I don't know what's going on with cowboy. Oh yeah, they were saying, he said you can, cowboys, he or she said you can improve yourself, so that people are agreeing in the comments. Nerds, are you talking about people who focus on niches or people who do kid games, card games, etc.? Loner X says that. Alan, no, so TJ, okay, everybody's talking. Kells, you give me inspiration to go for the woman of my dreams. Alan, do that, but make sure the woman of your dreams thinks you're the man of her dreams. Manly men. Handle your business. Be preparing to be the head of a household. These are what women are looking for. And women also, you got to coach the women as well. Women, you're looking for men that can be the head of the household. You are not always the doggone head of the household. You are not always preparing yourself to have to be the head of the household, because your man gonna disappear. You want to be stable and can take care of yourself and fend for yourself, but you have to know how to step back and let that man be a man. And you have to know how to pick a man that is a man. All right. Okay. Jared says, I'm 23. I'm going Dutch until meets my wifey. What do you think about that, Kells? Good luck meeting a wifey with that, but you're 23, so you're a baby. You ain't got no money anyway. So 23-year-olds, I would kind of expect that. But by the time you 33, bro, you better come out them pockets, or you're not going to be dating any wifey anytime soon. Or you're going to be dating a wifey that you really don't want. I mean, that's just my opinion, my humble opinion. Excuse me if I'm stepping on toes, but y'all know this ain't politically correct. This is Kells. All right, so, hey, Kel and the gang. Nicola B, what's up, girl? I never pay on first dates, ever. Hey, Kells, NYC to gal. Hey, what's up? I'm trying to see your picture. Look for. Oh, I think you were in the last live. Hey, girl, thanks for coming up. Jared Fort from BX, or he's screaming BX. I don't know what that means. T-Jack says, when I say nerds, I mean the overlooked guy focusing on STEM education. Maybe not as popular in high school and university, but the best potential high-value long-term mate. Chrissy says, the men in Morocco are gorgeous. Women in Morocco are gorgeous. Traveling to Europe for the first time this Christmas. Yes, NYC together. Where you going, girl? Where in Europe? And dress warm, because it's about to be cold. Cool. Okay. Level Up box subscription. Kells Level Up box subscription service. T-Jack, can you mock up a quick business plan for me, or a business model? Yo, let's talk. You got inroads? Let's talk, buddy. All right. Women from Morocco. Cowboy, what are you talking about? Retracting comments. Paris and London, phenomenal. There's a YouTube channel called Love in London. She tells you everything you need to know about traveling in London. And if you go to Paris, you might never ever come back. Because one, they love black women. Two, they love American women, contrary to popular belief. And three, it is really, really romantic, especially in the winter. So it might be sad if you're not going with a special boo or meeting up a special boo. But it's super duper 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 romantic in Paris. I love it. Shanique, hey, what's up, girl? What are womanly duties? Men should be the head of household. What should women do? All right, let's talk about that. I'm joining late, and you probably already discussed. Yes, Shanique, forever late. Let me see. There was another thing in here that I wanted to talk about. T-Jack, when you talk about nerds, a lot of people, before I jump into your comment, Shanique, T-Jack, yes, I remember in high school, so look at this. Some people peak early in their lives, and some people peak late in their lives. And in all honesty, I am somebody who's getting higher later in my life than versus the other some people that I used to see that used to be popular, sexy, doing the most in middle school and high school. When you look at them now, look at their YouTube, look at their Facebook profile. Look at them people that was the most popular people in high school, even in college. Look at their Facebook. Look at anything they're doing. A lot of times, not all times, and I'm not being a hater, I'm just saying, a lot of times they peaked early. They peaked early and they hit their peak, and then it's downhill for them. You know what I mean? And so, sorry. So, what I would say, you know, so true. So when you say nerd, sometimes it takes a little bit. I know somebody said they were 23 in here. You might be a nerd. You are building right now. So don't, you know, don't think that you need to peak early like them people that you're like, damn, they so cool, or how they got it together, or how they doing this, or how they doing that, and you don't, you know, you don't have that. Don't worry, some people peak early. Womanly duties. Guys, Shanique wants to know what a man is the head of the household, but what are womanly duties? Okay, so people jump in the comments. This is gonna be my last topic that I talk about because we're already at 50 minutes, guys, and I always be spending so much time with y'all. But I love you guys. So, but you know, we're gonna be doing this every night. This is day 3, so we have 4 more days to go. But manly duties. So a man to me is a protector and a provider. If he wants to be in a masculine space in the household, he is the one that makes sure that the woman is free to care for the children, to care for him, to care for herself. And to do that in as much peace and comfort so that her femininity amplifies and feeds everyone in the household. A woman, imagine your mother. Imagine your mother. A lot of us, some of us had moms, but most of us had amazing mothers. And imagine how your mother's love could be amplified. Hey, Nene, imagine how your mother cared for you. If you had a good mother, imagine how your mother cared for you and your household and the children and your dad. If she was living in comfort, she would pour into the amazingness that she did in struggle. You can still do amazingness in your household without the struggle. Don't think that your mom is only amazing because she robbed Peter to pay Paul. Don't think that your mother is only amazing because she robbed Peter to pay Paul, or she knocked 2 nickels together to pay, you know, to be able to make anything in the household. That's not necessary. So a womanly, everything about a woman is supposed to be about the feminine, and for the man, he is the masculine. So the roles are interchanged, and it's a family unit. So there's some things that the men will do if the woman can't do, and the women will do if the men can't do. But you really have to have real distinct roles if you want everybody to have the best purpose in the household. And a lot of times right now we're talking about 50-50. What does 50-50 mean? 50-50 means that the men do exactly what they've been doing since the dawn of civilization, and the women now do what the women have been doing since the dawn of civilization, plus half of what the men are doing. Do you understand what I mean when I say that? So are men having babies all of a sudden? Are men raising children all of a sudden I don't know about? No. The same thing that they've been doing, which is what they should have been doing, which is going out, making the money, bringing them, doing whatever, hunting, whatever, killing, bringing it home, throwing it down. Same thing they always doing. A woman now, she's, okay, got to raise the children, got to take care of the household, got to take care of her husband, got to feed into everybody around her. Nothing moves in families if the woman don't move. Who are we fooling? Nothing moves in a household, in a family, if the woman ain't moving it. Come on, let's be honest. Unless you had some like extenuating situation, we know that the power of the woman in the household and the mother. So, you know, so now the moms are doing all of the feminine stuff, plus working 40-50 hours a week and bringing home money, and out there fighting sexual harassment from their boss, and you know, microaggressions from their female boss, and driving in rush hour traffic, and, you know, stressing out themselves. So now the woman look dry, old. She not even fluffy and nice anymore, just struggle life to try to be this superwoman. And so, you know, the feminine role is that of caretaker and nurturer for, you know, for the most part. This is a generalization, so don't like be like, what are you talking about, Kells? That's so old school. Sometimes old school ain't irrational, you know. So just think about it, or take what you will from it, and what makes sense you take, and what doesn't make sense then you say, okay, that don't make sense, but it might make sense in as you get older. But yeah, so we're talking about, like, you know, in relationships, the equilibrium, and not this 50-50 thing of, you know, which is nonsensical, because they know 50's 50. All it is women doing more. You know, like the man changed a diaper and now he's caring for the children. No, let's be real. You know what I mean? So it's more of like balancing the masculine and the femininity, so the man doesn't feel emasculated and the woman doesn't feel masculine. So balancing that. A lot of men, I'll say this last thing before I jump. I know sometimes when I present these ideas in the in relationships, men will be like, oh my God, I really like that way of thinking, but isn't it sexist? I literally had a man say that. He's like, but isn't it sexist to want your woman to be the, you know, the feminine one, and maybe stay home, or, you know, be pretty and cook and, you know, take care of the house, and let me just bring the money in, you know, so that she can, you know, I can come home to comfort, and so I'm making the money and we're good that way, but, you know, she takes care of everything at home. Is that sexist? And I'm like, no. Like, some, you know, I know nowadays everybody's like, oh no, you know, I make this much money and I got this degree and I do this and that, but it's not sexist. And a lot of men secretly desire that, and a lot of women secretly desire it as well. But now we're all being told that everybody gotta be Jay-Z, and everybody gotta be Beyonce, and everybody gotta bring in the same amount of money, and everybody gotta, you know, be a boss and all of this. So just be mindful of that dynamic in your relationships. And so when you're elevating your standards and you're leveling up, you'll also have to think about the role that you want your leveled up partner to play, and what role you want to play. All right, guys, I've been talking for far too long. Far too long. Tonight was an interesting conversation. Let me see what you guys are saying. Doug Jones wins a tight Senate race in Alabama, becoming the first Democratic senator from the state in 2 decades. Bah! Okay, I don't even know that. It's Alabama. Like, what I know about Alabama. Okay, so last breeze through the comments, and then I'm going to wrap it up for tonight. Okay, guys? So anything you want to say it now. Okay. Y'all just macking in my comments. I see y'all trying to spit game in my comments and stuff. Let me see. A feminine woman can be music to a man's soul. Let me tell you something that my brother said to me. I have an older brother, and he said to me, a woman brings something to your life that the right woman brings something to your life that nothing else in your life nothing else brings to your life. There is a softness, there's a light, there's a love, there's a joy, there's a sexiness, there's a pleasure that the right woman can bring to your life that men can't find in many, many places. Work doesn't do that. Money doesn't do that. Everything usually a man does is to attract the right woman. Whether you understand that or not, whether you can actually gather resources as a man, or if you can't, you know, whether you understand the value of a woman or not, at the end of the day, for men, almost everything they do is to attract and to please a woman, whether it be their mama or whether it be some woman that they want to attract, because there's a design to this whole chaos. There's design to this whole chaos. You might not get it, or you might not understand every nuances of it, but there's design. And so we're designed to serve each other in a certain way, but there needs to be like an equilibrium. It is not like, oh, 50-50. You know what I mean? There's flow. All right. So last peruse of the comments. Let's see. So, and my brother basically said his life is not worth living if the joy that his wife brings to his life. So that's the type of woman that you're looking for. And that woman is not usually a masculine woman talking about she make more money than you. You know what I mean? It's usually a feminine woman. And she could make money, but you better make more money, or you better know how to bring value to the relationship so that you are still the man. You know what I mean? Like, I don't, you know, maybe it's a traditional old school way of thinking, but it's kind of logical in my book. Chrissy G says, I prefer traditional gender roles in relationships. I kind of do too. In the beginning of dating, I never really understood the value of it. But now that I'm getting older, I'm like, you know what? I see why that works. I see why that works. So consider it. It should be 50-59. It should be 100-100. Okay, Alan is saying that. Traditional is hot. I love cooking. Does that make me less masculine? Absolutely not. Why would it? But if you make sure the bills are paid and you get 4 course every night, yo, if you could cook and you pay the bills, you could get any woman you want. You could get any woman you want if you cook and pay the bills. But no, cooking, you know, it's not that tried and true. It's caretaker. So cooking is involved in caretaking, but it's not the, you know, it's not the only thing. And, you know, again, it's a flow of the relationship, not, you know, fast and hard rules, you know? People make you feel like that if you want more traditional. Yes, Chi Jack says, people make you feel like that if you want more traditional roles. Yes, they will make you feel like you're sexist or if you're old school, if you want more traditional values in the relationship. But I would encourage you that if you're in relationships, mention that you kind of like that and put the bait out and see if the person bites. Because a lot of times, you know, you're trying not to offend somebody. So you're like, oh yeah, you know, what's your career? And yeah, we can, you know, we're doing all this business talk. But, you know, you can say, you know, I really love a feminine woman and you seem extremely feminine, and see what where their mind is. It's all a part of dating. But people do make you feel like old school or sexist or backwards or anti, you know, progression of women if you don't mind traditional roles. So I feel you. Priv says he won. Priv says, I love this. I'm going to miss the rest of the week, but I'll watch them when I get back. Where you going? Are you going to Europe? Please watch my vids and give this one a like, please. Thanks, Kells, for the awesome advice. Thank you, Alan, for joining. I think you've been on 2 or 3 of our lives. Yeah, bruh's on point. Liked and sub. Good looking out, T. Jack. D, thank you. Love your show. Straight from Kuwait. Roosevelt Jackson, what's up from Kuwait? Yesterday we had some, oh gosh, we've been having all week people from like a whole bunch of different places. What up? What up, though? What time is it in Kuwait? Shanique says, except he can't because women these days are savages and want the absolute most. Topic for another day, though. LOL, I'll email. Shanique, please do email. Yeah, I'd love to do, I need you guys to email in topics. Otherwise, I'm not going to get your opinion. Email in topics at itskelscollective@gmail.com. TJ, put the bait out. Just gauge their mindset. Please, Chrissy G, please do a video on Black women embracing the virtues of femininity because it goes hand in hand with leveling up. Yes. Leveling up includes becoming more feminine, which is something that has been eaten up by this hustle hard, capitalistic, money first, 50-50 situation that we're in right now. How do you become more feminine, and how do men become more masculine? How do you keep the equilibrium a little bit, but still be modern? That's a good topic. Chrissy, email me, please, so I can remember that, because I'm going to lose these comments after this live goes. We've been on for an hour and 3 minutes. Oh, my God, I got to get out of here. Okay. I like this. Or at least the sub. Thanks, Priv. Going to Switzerland and Austria. Yes. First of all, those two are money countries. So, girl, I hope you go up there and like show out, right? Because you said dating in New York was bad. Dating in Switzerland and Austria should be good, girl. Should be good. Get your little ski bunny. Get your little ski bunny outfit on. Great stream. Thank you, Chrissy. Thank you guys so much for obliging me tonight. I know I kind of went off the cuff and ranted a little bit, but I appreciate you guys joining in and chiming in. It's 6:50 a.m. in Kuwait. Thank you, Roosevelt. Are you American in Kuwait? Are you an expat? Are you in military? What are you doing in Kuwait? Do you really have to go now? I do have to go, guys. It's been an hour and 6 minutes. Roosevelt, tell me, are you in the military? I think that's it for the comments. Guys, remember to email me and let me know. Let me know what you want me to talk about tomorrow's live. I go live between 7 and 9, even though I've been going after 9 p.m. for the past couple days, just because life is crazy and it is Christmas season. Yeah, so come back tomorrow and we will have another topic. Hopefully one of you guys email me and you know, and we can have a really, really juicy topic tomorrow. Okay? I do these videos so you know you're not out here alone in this sometimes crazy dating world. If this is your first time here, subscribe, hit that like button, smash, smash, smash that like button. Thank you guys for joining me, and come back tomorrow for day 4 of the 7-day challenge. It's kellscollective@gmail.com. Your dating drama, your dating tea. Thank you for your service, Roosevelt. Thank you for your service, Roosevelt. Shanique, T-Jack, good night. Priv, good night. DB, good night. Alan, good night. Sister Bro, this was a great watch, very impressive. Thank you, Sister Brother. Thank you for saying something. I saw a whole bunch of lurkers tonight. Most of y'all ain't say a word, but thank you for chiming in. T-Jack. Bye, guys. Good night, all.